Om Shanti. Good morning, diamond morning. Baba's Murli. Today is the 28th of January, 2022. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, have true love for the one God. Only bring worthy, not unworthy children to this court of Indra. Question. What effort should you continue to make in order to win the biggest lottery of all for 21 births? Question once more. What effort should you continue to make in order to win the biggest lottery of all for 21 births? Answer. Make full effort to remember the Paralokik bridegroom and to follow his shrinkment. If your intellect is caught up in anyone's name or form, then continue to remove your intellect's yoga from that. At night, when you have time, remember the Father with love and imbibe divine virtues, and you will win a lottery for 21 births. And the song of Baba's Murli. Neither will he be separated from us, nor will we turn away. Om Shanti. It is only here that there is sorrow. The Father comes to liberate you from sorrow because it has been explained to you, children, that Krishna cannot come here. There isn't any sorrow in his land. Only in the land of Kans, the devil, there is sorrow. The land of Krishna is the land of elevated deities. We have now become those who imbibe divine virtues. If we continue to have devilish traits, we won't receive a good status in the deity community. If we don't receive a status now, we won't receive it for cycle after cycle. That would be a great loss. That profit and loss is just for one birth. But this is a question for birth after birth. There are good and bad actions in the golden age. There are good and bad actions. There are good and bad actions. In the golden age, just good actions are performed. Ravan, who makes you perform bad actions, doesn't exist there. Whatever actions someone performs here, he has to receive the fruit of that for 21 births. You either follow Srimad or devilish directions. When you perform wrong actions, it means you have followed devilish directions. Everything is very quickly known. There has to be full love for Baba. When you don't love God, What is the consequence when you don't love God? It means you love devils. Here, you have received God's love. It is said, Ishwar, God, Baba. You promise that you will only love the one. So then, if you love anyone else, that is like loving devilish ones. You yourself then become devilish. They have a story in which an angel took a person who indulged in vice in the court of Indra. That person was not a worthy child, but an unworthy, vicious person, and so both were thrown down below. Because of not having full knowledge, some bring others here who are unable to remain pure. That means to Madhava. So the VKs who bring such people here also become cursed. That other person is already cursed away. This is God's court of Indra. This is God's court of the knowledge of Indra. Only the one Father reigns the reign of knowledge. So only after careful consideration should you bring someone here. Otherwise, even the person who brings someone else here becomes cursed. You are spiritual guides, and you bring others to the Supreme Spirit. Therefore, you need to be very cautious when you bring them here. In fact, many people come to meet Baba. Baba has to meet some of them. However, the day will come when, no matter how great a person may be, if he isn't pure, he won't allow to come. If that were to be done now, it would be very difficult. The destination is very high. None of those ashrams and spiritual gatherings has any aim or objective. They don't understand what benefit there is in something. Here, the aim and objective is written in big letters. And in what is written? You have to change from humans into deities. The Sikhs sing, it didn't take God long to change humans into deities. Deities exist in the golden age. Therefore, it would definitely have been God who changed human beings into deities. What does God make others into? Into gods and goddesses. However, we call them deities because God is only one. Even Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar are residents of the subtle region. Lakshmi and Narayan are still human beings, but with divine virtues. Those with divine virtues then definitely become those with devilish traits. Establishment is now taking place through Brahma. Baba says, I come into the impure world in an impure body. This one and his dynasty take the full 84 births. That one is the purifier of the impure. This one referring to Brahma Baba, that one referring to Shiv Baba. How could Krishna purify the impure? Krishna only exists once with that name and form. His identical image will only be found again after 5,000 years. However, he has many different births. That Lakshmi and Narayan are the world mother and world father at this time. They are aware that they will become those in their next birth. They are aware that they will become those in their next birth, referring to Lakshmi and Narayan. The features they have now will change. You can now go to the subtle region and see what features Lakshmi and Narayan will have in the golden age. You can have a vision of that at this time. It is a wonder that no one else can have these visions. You can see an accurate vision of this one. However, that photograph cannot be taken here. These photos have been created here. You know that they will become those in the future. The accurate picture of Guru Nanak will be created again in 5,000 years' time. Only you know these things. There has to be very good yoga with such a father. It has to be unadulterated yoga. If there is love for anyone's name or form, that is adulterated. At the time when the worship of Shiv Baba first begins, it is called, what do you call that first worship of Shiv Baba at the beginning? It is called unadulterated devotion. They worship Shiva alone. Now, there has to be remembrance of one Shiv Baba alone. The Father says, it should not be that at the end your intellect's yoga becomes adulterated. If you are trapped in anyone's name or form, continue to take your intellect away from that. Maya is such that she will make you stumble around in many places. Sometimes you will remember your friends and relatives. It is not possible that you would instantly be able to connect yourself in yoga. Baba says, no one has become complete yet. The lottery of 21 birds is the biggest of all. Very good effort is required for this. Maya is very powerful. She quickly makes you forget. This too is fixed in the drama, and this is why you should make effort to remember Baba at night. During the day you don't have time, so remember the Palokik bridegroom at night. You will become elevated by following Srimad. They have said that the God of the Gita is Shri Krishna, the elevated one, and have lost the name of the one who made him elevated. The virtues of Krishna and the virtues of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, should definitely be spoken of. And then the idea of omnipresence would be blown away. This is the confluence age. And it is called, how is this confluence age called in a very entertaining way? Very beautiful. It is called a beautiful, benevolent age. Neither the golden age nor the iron age would be called an auspicious age. That which is benevolent is said to be auspicious. The golden age is benevolent anyway. Before then, there was the age that was non-benevolent, which is the Iron Age. All the praises of the confluence age when Shiv Baba incarnates. Baba says, I come at the confluence age of the cycle. The cycle ends and then a new one begins. The Iron Age is of the old cycle and the Golden Age is of the new cycle. This is the confluence age of the cycle. They have then spoken of God coming into every age. Okay, in that case, there are 4 confluence ages. The confluence of the golden and silver ages, the confluence of the silver and copper ages, the confluence of the copper and iron ages, and the confluence of the Iron Age and Golden Ages. Therefore, there should be 4 incarnations. So why do they speak of 24 incarnations? All of these things have been imbibed. Baba very easily made you write about it. And a very interesting question. Baba very easily made you write about it. What's Baba's favorite question? He asks us ever so often. What is your relationship with the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul? Since you speak of the Supreme Father, you definitely have 2 fathers. All of these things are explained at the exhibitions, but no one understands them that much. Not a single person has that truth. Not a single person has that faith, Although they come and listen to the Murli, it doesn't sit in their intellects that Baba is their father, that they have to claim their inheritance from him and also follow his Srimad. Thousands will come, but not a single one has the faith that he is their father and that they have to follow his directions. First of all, you should see the face of your mother and father. However, some don't have that faith. Maya is very powerful. It takes a lot of effort to free you from that powerful Maya. The father says, those who defame the Sadguru cannot reach their destination. If there is bad behavior, you won't be able to reach your destination. Here, your aim and objective is very clear. The path of devotion continues for half the cycle. That is the stage of descending. It is sung by taking the name of the Guru. You go into this stage of ascending. But which Guru? By taking the name of the Guru, you go into the stage of ascending. But which Guru? Which Guru is Baba speaking about? Not the worldly Gurus, of course, he says here, the Sadguru. You know the Sadguru. He is Shiv Baba. He is the true Baba, the true teacher, and the Sadguru, in brackets, the true Guru. By remembering Shiv Baba, you go into the stage of ascending and become 16 celestial degrees full. Then, from 16 celestial degrees, you have to come down. People say that they want to become free from that, but no one can be liberated from it. There is the stage of ascending, the stage of descending, and then the stage of ascending again. You have to go around a cycle of becoming Sattva-Pradhan, Sattva, Rajo, and Tamo, and then Sattva from Tamo. Everyone has to go around a cycle. Baba says you go around the world cycle, whereas others go around part of the cycle. Everyone has to go through the stages of Sattva, Rajo, and Tamo. A baby is called Sattva-Pradhan. Then, when the baby grows a little older, what happens when he grows a little? Then when the baby grows a little, he is said to be in the Sattva stage. From Sattva-Pradhan, completely pure, he goes into the Sattva stage. In his adolescence stage, he is said to be a Raju. And then when he becomes mature, he is in the Tamo stage. A part of happiness and sorrow is fixed in each one. This play, which no one knows about, is very wonderful. The behavior of those who come from royal families is very good. Here, you have to follow Srimad. Not everyone can follow to the same extent. Baba explains, rather than becoming maids and servants, and then becoming third-class kings and queens, it is better to become one of the wealthy subjects. Make donations and perform charity, and become wealthy. At least you won't then receive a little of a maid or servant. Baba says, although maids and servants go into the royal family, the wealthy ones are happier than they are. They don't have the title of maid and servant, but become one of the very wealthy subjects instead. Whilst living here, if you don't follow Srimad, you become maids and servants. While staying here, if you perform any wrong actions, you become servants of the servants. See the consequences here. Some are very good servants, and some are respectless servants. Therefore, you should make very good effort. This is why Baba writes, what he writes, send the certificates of the children. Some sit down considering themselves to be very clever. However, who is going to report them so that they could be cautioned? It is Baba's duty to explain to you. There is the full aim and objective. Make whatever effort you want and definitely become threaded in the rosary of victory. There is the rosary of 8, the rosary of 108, and also the rosary of 16,108. Baba says there are very few kings and queens in the viceless world. Later, there are many of them. Most of them would be in Bharat. There are so many towns. There are so many kings and queens. And then so many of their prince and princesses. There are so many of them. They make a huge list. There is the emperor, then the king, and then those of his family. The main names are inserted in the directory. There, they have one son and one daughter. The calculation is very complicated. Nevertheless, the Father says, remember the unlimited Father from whom you have to receive. What do we have to receive from the unlimited Father? From whom you have to receive your inheritance. You have to live at home with your families. This is the pure family path. Because people do not know God, they call themselves God. They continue to go around the cycle of birth and death. There continues to be untimely death, and they even continue to have themselves called God. You know that deities never have an untimely death. When their time comes to an end, they have a vision that they will have to shed the old body and take a new one. Simply remember one Papa. Don't wander around, trapped in someone's name and form. Otherwise, you will fail. Baba has to uplift those of all kinds. Shiv Baba has incarnated in this one. You mustn't compete with this one. Maya brings many storms. Become very strong like Hanuman, so that Maya Ravan cannot shake you. Adi Dev is also called Mahadev, Hanuman. They have simply put him that name. They have simply given him that name. Amongst the children, some are Maharatis. The practical matters are of this time. Those who are not massaged by knowledge appear to have wilted. Look how cheerful and entertaining Lakshmi and Narayan, who had the massage of knowledge, are. Acha. To the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bapdada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharma points to practice for today. Make elevated effort to claim a high status by keeping your aim and objective in front of you. Let your behavior be very royal and continue to follow Srimad. Second point, don't remember the name or form of any bodily being. Make effort to stay in unadulterated remembrance of the One Father. Baba's blessing for today. May you be a world transformer who does unlimited service with the power of your powerful minds and good wishes. For world transformation, souls who have a powerful, subtle stage are needed. Those who can transform many souls with their attitude and elevated thoughts. Unlimited, powerful service takes place through the power of a powerful mind with good wishes and pure feelings. So, do not have these feelings for just yourself, but also transform others with your good wishes and pure feelings. Souls who keep a balance are able to do unlimited service and serve the world. So become a world transformer with the balance of feelings and knowledge, love and yoga. Baba's slogan for today. Put the hand of your intellect into Bapdada's hand, and you will not be shaken by an ocean of test papers. Om Shanti. And experience the stage of being merged in love point. Since the mind belongs to the Father, then how can you focus your mind on Him? How can you love Him? This question cannot arise because you are always merged in love and have become an embodiment of love and a master ocean of love. So, do you not have, Baba says, so you do not have to love. You have to become an embodiment of love. The more the rays and light of the sun of knowledge increase, the more waves of love there are. Om Shanti. Do have a very powerful day in Baba's remembrance.